Hi, this is Jindo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. Well, after our 2-day retreat this weekend, and I want to thank everybody again who sat with Taigo and me, and is still sitting with Taigo and me because there are people still sitting, and there will be people still sitting with the recorded version endlessly into the future. I just want to say thank you again. But we're back, and my sniffles are a little better. So we're going to continue talking about Master Dogen's instructions for the cook. And today, instructions for dealing with people, because people will be people. I've heard from a couple of people today about someone in their life, a coworker or friend, who's been a little disappointing, a little difficult. Sometimes people can be a pain in the neck. Sometimes people can really let us down. Sometimes people can cause us a lot of pain, even real harm. But you know, we have some very common sense perspectives on this, and also some perspectives that are rather unique to Buddhism, I think. First, the common sense perspectives. Master Dogen points to several of them in this section of Tenso Kyokun. First, hey buddy, look in the mirror first. You know, he who lives in glass houses shouldn't point fingers. Or something like that, I think. It makes my metaphors. But you get my point. Everybody, all of us, is sometimes the letdowner and the letdownee. And other people will be disappointed in us sometimes. So we need to be forgiving. Also, the guy who's a jerk today, or seems like a jerk, is maybe going to be your great savior tomorrow. Your great friend and helper. People do change. And anyway, we shouldn't call them jerks. All people are sacred, you know. Everything's sacred. Sentient beings. We should honor them. Even the tough ones, even the real criminals out there in the world should get some basic respect for being human beings. You know, that's not necessarily Buddhism. It's in the constitution of most of our countries. No matter how bad somebody is, no matter what terrible things we've done, we should not torture them. We should not treat them without giving them a trial, a fair trial. Even the most heinous person is entitled to some basic rights, some respect, fair treatment, even if he didn't give it to others. Well, our Buddhist perspective is sometimes is something like that too. That no matter how heinous someone is, well, they're a human being, and we have to honor that. So, but hopefully the people we're talking about in your life are not anyone who really did you that kind of harm. I'm talking about the people you work with who let you down, the people in your family who don't keep promises, the people who, you know, you rub up against. Because that's the point. In life, Buddhism, suffering is yourself rubbing up against all the other selves in the world, all of the world that disappoints. And in our Shikhan Towns of practice, we learn to be with what is, just as it is, dropping likes and dislikes, dropping resistance. We might not be crazy about what this person did, but part of us drops the resistance to it, accepts it, embraces it. He's just a human being who... And that's how human beings sometimes are. And the fire dies down. We accept it. Try not to get angry about it. Try not to make the situation worse by pouring fuel on the fire. In the end, we're all empty boats. You know the famous Buddhist story about the fellow who's in a fog in his rowboat, and suddenly another boat crashes into his, and he gets really upset at who's ever driving that other boat. How dare you crash into my boat in this fog? What's wrong with you? And then when the fog clears, he sees that the other boat was just an empty boat that had drifted into his. No one was driving it. Well, in a sense, all of us are empty boats. We get mad at that person, but it's all empty. We shouldn't. Now, everyone in the Sangha, in the monastery, is sacred and has their place. Master Dogen says even the dumb ones and the smart ones and the difficult ones and the easy ones, they're all here. We're all in the Sangha. Well, it's the same in your family too. We're coming up to that season of family dinners. We've just had Thanksgiving in America, Christmas dinners, getting togethers. There's always Uncle Joe or Aunt Betty, and we know they're a little difficult, especially if they've had a couple. Well, find peace. Use it as an opportunity to practice. If you're in the office and a coworker is driving you nuts, use it as an opportunity to practice. A little instant zazen right there. You get my point? Anyway, it's good to be sitting again. And the nice thing about sitting is we do it ourselves. No one bugs us. Shall we sit?